Salutations everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Sunless Sea, with me, BrainBoy20. Where we had last left off, we had discovered Pigmoat Isle after having our own little party in Vendabite, and then headed back to London, where we've declined the Cherry Man's offer, and are now kind of sitting here in London preparing for our next voyage out to sea. We currently have the objectives of finding our father's bones, where we have to go find the Vision of the Surface, which I've been so lovingly reminded that I can go to the Cumian Canal, which I think I remember visiting previously. We need to go to Gaider's mourn still, and there's something else. Oh yes, we have the Soothing Coffer long box as well. And that will allow us access to the storylet on... I don't recall, because I'm a forgetful son of a gun. Storylet of Station 4? I believe. Oh well, anyway, we have to go back and sell all that stuff off from before, which was the skin talac. Devilbone dice can be sold as well. I don't think I'm ever going to need those. We don't need the bolt of spider silk. There's probably better places to sell them, but, well. Anything else in my hold that really doesn't belong? No, not really. Let's go purchase a bit more fuel. We'll go up to 17 for our supplies. Do I have port reports of anything still remaining? No. Good. Alright. Let us shove off once more into the deep dark sea, unless I forgot something. No, I have my new recruit. Speaking of which, let me actually go to my officers page, because I need to get these two here. Guinea Pig will take over for our lovely mascot, and the Sister-ridden Navigator will improve our mirrors and veils far more than the Sly Navigator ever could. But we'll keep the Sly Navigator on just for that one little event he partakes in. Alright, so now we're going to head back down south to the Cumian Canal, and we'll continue our explorations from there. Naturally, I'm going to take a small stop by Quaker's Haven. Who knows, maybe I'll get the Vision of the Surface that I desperately need to complete the one objective to get the Father's Legacy storylet continued. Who knows? It's kind of sad that the music has not continued, but I guess we're only going to get some music when we get to the new area. Whatever area it is down there. I'm still going to have to refamiliarize myself with the controls, as the controls are like... When you're going straight down, the controls are reversed. Left means right and right means left, as would be of a ship in the Undersea when you pilot it using tank controls. This makes perfect sense, but for someone who hasn't played the game in a fairly long time, it's still a bit disconcerting. Annoying to work with. So anyway, Quaker's Haven, what do you have for us? We could get a Wretched Mog, but I don't feel like getting a Wretched Mog right now. We're going to chat with the Fisherman to get the little secrets of Quaker's Haven, and then a midnight ceremony. No, we'll visit the... Actually, we'll explore the shore. Wander a little way along the shore from the dock. A concert. As you prepare to go ashore, your first officer salutes. Captain, four of the crew intend to perform a concert on the seashore. You and I are both invited to attend. Ascetic Monkey. This is a placeholder for a storyline associated with the character through line. We could ignore it, which will select another exploring option, or we could perform. Used to play a flute in the Singing Mandrake. You have it still. Perhaps you can join in. The lower your terror and the higher your hearts, the easier this will be. Or we could just attend. But no, we'll perform. A joyful noise. All of you together, there on the doorstep of the deep, making your uncertain way through the recent Mahogany Hall favorites. It's a little bubble of cheery London light, there in the teeth of the night. You catch your cook's eye, and grin. What cook? Anyway, lost 3 terror, succeeded, gained a memory of a distant shore. That's nice. Let's continue. Command Canal, if I remember correctly, is just a little bit further down south. And thankfully there's no trade route associated with that place. So everything where we go should be fairly simple, unless the Command Canal is the one place that can keep moving. The ship throng the waters here. Little ships throng the waters here. The crew grows wistful. They swap old stories of sunlit sea. We draw near to the Command Canal, the way to the surface. I could be wrong and it was actually a different canal. I didn't actually look that up before the game started, because I'm incredibly lazy. Ah, there's the canal. I love this cannon. I so very much do. And we'll butcher it for supplies, because dissecting it for knowledge is almost worthless. And there are the Albertine gates, and hopefully this takes long enough where we can get to the canal with a event waiting for us. And yes, it does. Now we could move through the gate. Don't you dare forget me. You stand on the bridge with the likely lasses locket in your hand. We'll keep it. It's a risk for both of you. Shoreband lovers grow lonely, and sea captains die young. But neither of us will die. No, not at all. Salt isn't going to be salty with us. Not at bloody all. The sea air is cold, but the heat of your blood has warmed the metal of the locket. Keep it close. I'm still trying to go for the bloody scion, if you haven't figured it out. I'd very, very much like to have 2 of the legacies taken, when possible. And who knows, perhaps I actually have to go into the Command Canal proper in order to get the vision of the surface. That would make sense. Command Canal staging area. Here the dark waters run down from the surface, from a brighter sea. The canal ascends through locks and gates and shadowed turns to the sunlight of the surface. We could travel to the surface, but we need a lot more fuel than this. The sun is dangerous to Neath dwellers like your crew, but the surface has its temptations. Listen for surface gossip, which will give us something awaits us at the port, and gather information for a port report. Many ships pass this way, but perhaps you'll pick up on something they missed. Business as usual. The gates open and shut. The lock remains free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe in all the undersea, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. And listen for surface gossip. The ships of the surface linger here. This is their lifeline to a warmer place. A sorry end. A card game ends badly when one surface sailor knifes another for all the usual reasons. The other players scrabble from the coins that spill from their pockets, but you snatch up a scrap of paper they overlook. Curious markings, dates, times, code names, spies' work. I have a move in the great game. The nations of Europe and beyond compete for influence. Their plots reach even to the Neath. The Admiral and the Diplomat, among others, will be interested to hear this. Huh. Well, I'd very, very much like to get a vision of the surface, but it doesn't seem like this will be the case, the place to do so. So I guess we'll continue searching to try to locate our missing Gaider's mourn, if not at least one of the other very profitable ventures. Perhaps even one of the one-time ventures. And now this is primarily going to be a game of exploration at this stage. We're hoping to find some of the very good islands that I could stick near so I can build up enough echoes to purchase one of the bigger ships. Are you a steam pinnace? I believe you're friendly. Yes, I will assume so, because you're not trying to shoot me. I say. No landlubber would notice the change, but you feel the air prickle on your skin. Somewhere new. Of course, something's changed in the Neath, and with it, roll in the fog banks. I'm not going to explore down there if I can avoid it. I hate bloody fog banks for what they do to your terror rating. It goes so bloody high, it's atrocious. We should hopefully have enough supplies to carry us to wherever we're going and then back. If not, we can always do a few sacrifices of the crew. What? It's only natural. Why am I not using the sea bat? I kind of forget I have that from time to time. Discover the Iron Misery Cone Funging Station. Okay, that's not exactly the one I was looking for, but it can give me a good cook, if I'm willing to pay the money. Here the wilder airs mingle with the airs of the near reaches. Dimino's Gate, named for a navigator lost above. How did his bones come below? Actually, I'm going to have tea with the Factor in a moment, and I could accept a volunteer. One of the company's Boligus fellows has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of me porridge, and me hair, and me eyes. Take me away. I'm a good worker. I'm sorry. Compile a port report. Iron and Misery Company Funging Station. I&M have a funger operation here, felling giant Boligus shrooms for building materials, harvesting Kirelli for its medicinal properties. It's a desperate little outpost of something like civilization. Up puffs the affable Factor. Oh, hello, Captain. Thank God for visitors. We go quite mad out here otherwise. Quite mad. How can we be of assistance? The Admiralty likes to keep an eye on the Iron Misery's activities. Of course, I&M's activities here don't seem that interesting. Nevertheless, record what you can. And then tea with the Factor. The poor fellow needs the company, and he can spare an hour away from his schedule. Interlude. You sit on the veranda of the Factor's house, looking out over the fungal jungle. An expanse of green and sour gold. The air is thick with hovering spores. The scones are stale. Even the tea is a hint of mildew. But the Factor is good company. He shares odd stories about the ice and roses of Irem, the monstrosities of the Sea of the Lilies, and a little restaurant in Venderbite where he enjoyed the most extraordinary seafood. Venderbite? I know. I've never met a tomb colonist who could cook, but you must visit the place. Do you know it? He also has a load of Boligus frond carted aboard your ship. He waves away your thanks. I've eaten so much of the stuff I fear I might be transformed entirely into fungus. He leans confidently towards you. It happens, you know. One does have to eat a rather lot of it first. You've been told about an exceptionally fine restaurant in Venderbite, which does suck because you can't get the random events of Venderbite anymore. You can only go to the restaurant, if I remember correctly. And while I could gather supplies, I'm not in such a desperate situation where I need them first. So what other places can we find? Hopefully Gaider's Mourn. If I remember right, Boney Reef is actually somewhat close to Gaider's Mourn. Traditionally. If not, that's one of those random locations that I might as well reveal, because it might allow the Seabat to see something else. And honestly, nothing much else is occurring. I mean, naturally we're going to stop by the three ladies on the way back, and hopefully we don't have the fires of Hunter's Keep happen. But we have the hearts now to manage it because of the Red Book. And I do definitely enjoy the Red Book being as useful as it is. Plus 25 to my heart stat permanently. Possibly one of the best upgrades in the game, if I do say so myself. Although 25 to irons would also make sense. And no islands. Really? That's certainly interesting. Like, I will at least try to reveal it. What's attacking me? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, no, no, no. Let's not. Let's, like, not die. Full power. I don't care if my engine might explode. Toggle the lights. Don't see me. You don't see this. Ah. So, lions. Okay, good. Lights on. That was actually terrifying. I saw the HP of that ship. I'm not messing with it if I can avoid it. A jelly fleur. I'll send out the Z-Bat at least, and it'll tell me where the locations of the salt lions are, which the salt lions are at least a somewhat decently profitable venture. Now, this is going to hit me several times, isn't it? Oh, he... Right, every time they get shot, they go beneath the surface. One more good shot, one more good shot. Perfect. Gillifleur's End. The gillifleur, is it a young jellyfish? Unless a subspecies. Do the dreams of jellyfish become real? In any case, now it's a sad slick of goo dissolving into the sea. Scoop it up, perhaps you can eat it. Better yet, perhaps your sailors can. Or let it disperse. Watch its oil rainbow colors fade. We don't have any more porta-ports of Visage, or we have not surveyed Visage either. But I think we'll try to scoop it up. A barrel of former jellyfish. It will wait in the hold like a cup of dissolved moon. One day you will eat it, or perhaps it will eat you. Gain of free supplies. Okay. Perhaps my iron statistic was somewhat decent. I wouldn't have this many issues. Anyway, to the salt lions. How's my hold looking, by the way? I think I need 20 cargo space. Or at least about 20 cargo space. Now we discovered the Zeal port. Now I gotta find Gaider's mourn, because I will actually bypass it if I can. Khan's glory. Of course we find the Khans this early, but this means we also find Khan's shadow, and that's always a great place. How far am I away from Ni? Good enough. We'll make an attempt to go to Khan's glory. Hopefully we won't encounter one of the Khans, and at least discover the place. The Salt Steps. This is the domain of the new Khanate. How much hull did I lose from that? I think I lost a lot of hull. The Salt Steps. This is the domain of the new Khanate, whose ancestors came here long before London fell. Anyway, there's Khan's Heart. We'll probably have to go to the Commoners' Quarter, though, because they don't really appreciate us. Now, you need to remember that this is in fact a gate, and you can pass through it. Because here's the first port that you can visit. Discovered Khan's Gate, discovered Wolf. Waves slap the sides of the ship far below, something moves. Khan's glory, a place of stately isolation. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies, an unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. I can't do anything here, even if I wanted to. I could try to cruise past the Khan's palaces, but my Veil's quality kind of sucks, and I don't feel like pissing off the Khanate just yet. So I'm just going to pretty much visit. And that's about all. What was the old Victorian London term for weeaboo? That's kind of strange, but this makes me think of it, because in London you can actually be, like, pro-Khanate to all heck and back. And such. I believe it was Japanesema? If anyone can correct me if I'm wrong. Really weird name for it, though, but, yeah, you can't really get rid... It just proves you can't really get rid of weeaboos. Anyway, what does the Copper Quarter contain for us this time? Khan's Heart, London's rival. An oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals thread the painted city, street lamps glow, and water taxis putter. We could try to seek a commercial license. The Carnigans dislike merchants, and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy our way into the Nephirite Quarter. Not here, surfacer. Surfacer, but the Conagans have been generations underground, and to them all Londoners are surfacers. It seems you'll need to go to Khan's Glory, the nearby palaces of the nobility, to seek a license. We could take time in the tea house, hire crew, wander Khan's heart, and purchase fuel at an outrageous price. We could purchase supplies, pay a storyteller, try to gather a port report. I'm not even going to attempt it. Establish a spy in Khan's heart, or seek intelligence. How about we don't? We'll not even consider that stuff yet. We'll probably take time in the tea house. The copper quarters offers comfort to foreigners, but the prices are, to put it mildly, mischievous. Solace. A gentle trickling music plays behind screens of painted weedwood. Carnate merchants sip tea and swap stories with darker-skinned elder continent captains. You sip pale golden tea and wince at the bill. We can also wander Khan's heart. Foreigners are restricted to the copper quarter, but as long as you don't try to cross the bridges, you can explore in reasonable safety. That's all for now. Oh, okay. A stranger in difficulties. As you pass an elegant house, lights blaze and shouts echo. Someone has caused a commotion. And here, you imagine, is that someone. Slipping over the garden wall, he loses his grip and falls. A muffled cry, and he's sitting on the ground nursing his ankle. We'll turn him in, for justice and all those abstract things. Here! Lamp-bearing burleys swarm the back of the house. They drag the wall climber away, the enraged householder grimly smiling, thanks you, and tosses you a Khanian coin. Let's not even attempt a port report. To Khan's Shadow, the much nicer place. Although we are kind of pushing it in terms of fuel. Then again, it didn't help that I had to try to burn fuel to get away from that one trying individual, and hopefully Khan's Shadow is in a similar location. Ooh, Nuncio, Nuncio. Really? I thought Khan's Shadow would be closer. No, it's Nuncio. And we did discover it, but I'm not going to bother unless Khan's Shadow is really that close. I'm just going to do full speed ahead. Yeah, it's that close, but we'll deal with it next time we come here when I have more fuel. And the Porcelain Quarter. I had forgotten about this place. Now if only I could actually physically enter it. Although, I think Khan's Heart has a lot more locations I can actually enter. It's just going to be some time before I can actually use any of them. Now to the Salt Lions. And I think I can actually grab some fuel as well. At least I hope I can. Otherwise this is going to be a very, very close journey. I mean, I have plenty of supplies, so in the event that my fuel runs out, I easily will have. So, no. We're not dealing with another Corvette. Get out of here. That thing's way too fast and way too strong. And my ship's already taken a fair amount of damage. No. Corvette, get away. We're not dealing with you. There's a vast sorrow in their empty eyes of the Salt Lions. Two basalt beasts, cathedral-sized, they frown eternally at each other across the black waves. The north one carries an encampment. Creeping human figures eat away at its features like rot, picking. There's a supply dock below. Visit the Unmaker's Salt's Right, or compile a port report. Time the salt and dissolution first. Record the activities of the Unmakers such as they are. Rite of stone and silence. And then we can also complete Salt's rites. The face of the Northern Sphinx is all but gone. Lost faces are sacred to Salt, they say. You are drawn there. To what end? Salt's voice is distant, but clear. Into the sea. Dive from the Sphinx's face, down, a clean arc into the sea's chilly darkness. Float there in the quiet until your lungs are bursting, until light blooms behind your eyes. Rise, gasping to prickle the thought of the false stars, the shocked faces of your crew. You've brought something with you. An extraordinary implication, and 7 extra terror. The gods of the sea, Salt's attention has disappeared from us. And we can carry Sphinx Stone to London. The Unmakers are here to reduce the salt lines to rubble, 1 block at a time. Help them in their work by carrying the rubble back to London. You'll need a deposit and 20 units of cargo space. Yes, I can definitely do that. If the stones weep, an Unmaker advises you, ignore them, unless they flood your hold, of course. Then you should probably drop them overboard. Don't tell anyone I said that. And with that, we're going to end the episode here, as it'll be a fair bit of time before I can make it back to London. So, hope you've all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy20 with Let's Play Sunless Sea, and I am signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, for it helps out a great deal, and I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.